back to my channel. My name is Tama White and I am super excited to see you back here. If you're coming from my previous videos, I am super happy to have you back. If you haven't seen any of my previous videos, go ahead after this video and watch some of my previous videos that I have done. But today we are talking about how to become more attractive. Now, before I get into this video and before you get into the middle of the video and you see that this is not what you wanted, I want to give a bit of a disclaimer and tell you that if you're here to find out some, beauty tricks or style tricks, tips that will make you more physically attractive, this is not a video for you. I mean, maybe in the future I will do a video on like beauty hacks and style hacks of how to dress better, how to put the makeup on so you look more attractive. But today we're talking about 5 things that will make a human being more attractive, and it's not only to do with how you look and how you represent yourself, and it's also not about necessarily attracting the romantic partner. It's really becoming more attractive to opportunities and actually people that can open those doors for different kinds of opportunities for you. So whether it is a business partner that you are after, whether it is a best friend that you're looking for, or romantic partner for that matter, these 5 tips will really help you to be more attractive. And attraction is such a personal thing, and we all are attracted to different people. We all are attracted to different personalities. We're attracted to different looks, to different traits. Basically, we all have very unique things that makes us attracted towards something, or that makes us attractive. But today I want to share with you 5 big pillars that make someone attractive. You will see what I mean once I share all of them 5. Now, if you are still watching my video, I take it you want to hear what I have to say, because if you are here for makeup and styling videos, wait for the next one to come. Today we're talking about slightly different things. So without further ado, let's go into the very first one. And I'm not going to be the first one to tell you that. It is confidence and knowing yourself. Now, it's something so attractive for people when you interact with confident person. It really talks a lot about you understanding who you are, you knowing your worth, you knowing what you want in life, you trusting in your own self. Nobody really wants to hang out with people that are desperate, with people that feel sorry for themselves, with people that have this kind of victim mindset. Although we might feel sorry for those people, in a way we might want to nurture those people, but we tend to like people that are assured of themselves. So if you are a confident person, if you know who you are, if you know the good things, the bad things, and you're not afraid to being yourself and being confident in who you are, in what you stand for, in what you like, in what you don't like. Now, I'm not talking about the confidence where you feel like you are, so full of yourself and you're just screaming on top of your lungs how amazing you are. And we all are absolutely amazing. I'm not talking about that loud confidence that sometimes can seem to be fake, and a lot of the times loud confidence is a little bit fake, and it does work as a mask for a lot of insecurities. I'm talking about that quiet confidence when you don't need to seek for approval from others, where you don't need to be desperate in order to be liked by someone. Is because you are good the way you are. You have a great relationship with yourself. You're not afraid to be on your own or spend time by yourself because you enjoy it, and you've done some work, and you're confident in your achievements, in the person that you have become and still are evolving every single day. So confidence and knowing yourself is super attractive. Number 2 is grooming. And I know that I told you I'm not going to be talking about makeup tips and styling tips, but yet grooming is still going to be something that will make you more attractive. So someone that looks after themselves, is taking care of themselves, it really sends this message that you do respect yourself. You do take the time to look after yourself, to do your hair, to do your nails, whether you are a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. Either way, that you are taking that time to treat your body like a temple, to treat yourself like someone that is worthy of all that time. So at the same time, it really raises your value in a way, and it actually shows other people that you are not just someone that is fine with everything. And of course, it's great to be humble, but yet it's very important to know your worth, and it's important to know how you want to carry yourself, who you are, and what are your standards. So grooming is very important. Now, I'm not going to tell you that you have to be dressed with the latest fashion, and then you have to wear all the flash logos and things like that. It's actually understanding and knowing what suits you, what kind of color suits you, what suits you, your personality, and not being afraid to really show who you are with the way you dress, with the way you carry yourself. So grooming is very important. Wearing a perfume that is almost like an extension of your personality, having a nice makeup done, hair, nails, everything done, clothes always clean. So the grooming is very important, and it can definitely, I feel like the way you look and the way you carry yourself, it can actually make you either look less attractive or more attractive. And I always feel like if you have a tool that can help you to kind of look more attractive, of course choose the way that I look more attractive. And a lot of the times people think that they need to put a lot of effort into it, a lot of time. But the reality is, if you know exactly what suits you, if you know what you like and what you don't like, it's so much easier sometimes to look after yourself and put a tiny little bit of effort and look so much more attractive than just throw anything and everything on yourself and then go out there and actually do yourself this favor. Is that even the word? Do yourself and basically not to do yourself any favors. If you need to wear clothes and you have hair and nails anyway, so instead of making it harder for yourself, why don't you make these things work for you? So grooming is very important. Now, number 2 is having a high vibe. Let me explain this. What is having a high vibe? What does it even mean? Now, that means to being positive. That means having a higher vibration, higher and more positive outlook on things, because it's so difficult and so draining to be around people that are negative, that are complaining all the time, that are crying about things, that they constantly feel sorry for themselves. They always feel like the victim, that things are happening to them. And we often we feel energy, and every energy is everywhere. Now, whether you are someone who is into energy work, or whether you're someone that just feel things, that's energy that people bring you in. So if you are, let's say, low vibration, people will pick it up from you, and they might feel sad as well after hanging out with you. And we often don't remember what that person said, but we're gonna always remember how they made us feel. And if you made someone feel anxious because it rubbed off from you to them, or if you made someone feel sad or nervous, or I don't know, any kinds of negative feelings, they might not want to hang out with you. But if you do have this positive attitude, if you do see good in things, so if you are someone who always is vibrating on a higher frequency, you're gonna be a nice person to hang out with. And we are more attracted to people that we like the energy, because it rubs on to us. And it's so much easier to feel good around people that are easygoing, to people that are more positive. They see good in things, they don't tend to complain that much. They kind of, in a way, go with the flow. They know what they want, but they're not too difficult about it. They, make you laugh, or they ask you questions. It's really about, seeing more positive things in life. And of course, there's a lot of negative things in this world, and I feel like media, particularly TV, news, they always reminds us about all the negative things in life. So the last thing we want is to bring more of that in this world. So be someone that vibrates higher, be someone that rises above it all and brings joy and light to other people, because that makes you so much more attractive. That makes you like someone that people want to spend time with, that people want to invest their time, and that, even you become like an inspiration, because a lot of the times it's so much easier to be in that low vibration and listen to what media is telling you and listen to what, it's easy to complain, it's easy to be negative. So be that someone that rises above and brings a little bit of a sunshine in every single person's life that they come in contact with, and you will notice a massive difference. Now, number 4 is to add value to people's lives, even in the smallest ways. That can mean, giving a compliment to someone. That might be some advice if people ask you. That can be, borrowing the book for someone to read if you feel like they would benefit from it. It can be anything that you can imagine that you feel like generally would add value to people's lives. Sometimes even the kind words, even the one word to say, I understand, or I'm with you, that can make people's day. So really focus on adding value with every conversation that you have, woman, man, at work, on a date, whatever that would be. Think, how can I add value to that person's life? Because a lot of the times I feel like we live in a day and age where we look at things and we think, okay, what can I get out of this? And often when you meet someone, you can feel from the energy that they're thinking, okay, what can I get out of this? Is this worth my time? And that's great. Understanding, where your time goes and what can I, what's the outcome of this meeting is great. But we don't really focus that often on what can we give. We more often think of what can we get. And it's great sometimes, but it has to be an exchange. So it's not that often you find people, it's not really that common when you meet someone that truly just wants to give. And again, it doesn't need to be money, it doesn't need to be gifts. It can be nice word, it can be a recommendation of something, it can be a contact. If you say, oh, you know what, I actually gonna contact you with that person because I feel like you guys could collaborate, or you guys could be, work together, whatever. Think what kind of value you can add to other person's lives. And once you become of value, people really more likely to hang out with you. And then whenever they will know something that they can help you with, they will be more likely willing to help you because you already helped them. So that creates this human to human connection that we don't really see it that often. Now, if you have online platforms, you can give value online, you can give value offline. It really doesn't matter as long as you add value to people's lives. If you make their day up, if you do something nice for other people, that's all that matters, and it makes you so much more attractive. And the final one that actually I mentioned a couple of times already, it is knowing your worth. And this is super important, especially in a dating area. And I feel like sometimes us ladies, because we want to receive love. I guess the same with the men as well. It goes ladies or men. But sometimes when we really want love, when we really want to connect with someone, and that need to connect and be with someone becomes stronger than the person that we want to connect with, that's when we turn a little bit more in this kind of desperate area, when we just want to receive that love no matter what. So we are willing to put up with the behaviors, with words, with energy that actually doesn't even serve us, but we are so desperate for that love, we are so desperate for that connection that we just really put up with it anyway. But the reality is, you can't really build a sustainable relationship, no matter what kind of relationship you will be building, if the energy doesn't serve you, if the behavior, the treatment doesn't work for you. You can never build a sustainable relationship, because at one point it's gonna hit you hard, or when you're gonna be fed up with it, when you're gonna be fed up with the way you have been treated, you're gonna leave, and you're gonna leave for good. So nothing ever good comes out from desperate energy, with not knowing, you know, what you're worth, with really putting up with the things just because you want to get something out of it, like that temporary pleasure, whatever that would be. But when you know your worth, you are not there to put up with the most random things. You know exactly what you want, you know exactly what you deserve, and you know the behaviors and you know the treatments that you are going to put up with, and you know the behaviors that are really not on point for you, and you're not afraid to either be alone but yet have your own peace of mind, instead of being in a toxic relationship where you are being treated like a, I don't know, an extreme example, like a doormat, and it's something that doesn't serve you but just so you can have that drug. So know your worth, because this way you're gonna get rid of that kind of energy that sometimes can feel desperate, and nobody likes that desperate energy, because then it feels like you're kind of trying to latch on something as soon as possible, instead of choosing, instead of knowing that you have options and you choose what works the best for you. And somehow when you feel more exclusive, when you feel like you know your worth, when you feel expensive, right, it becomes more attractive for people, because they know that you know your own worth, and people see you as someone that has that worth, instead of someone that, you know, is just going from one boyfriend to another, from one situation to another situation. So know your worth and don't be afraid to show it. Of course, not in the way where, you know, it's flashy and ego all over the place and you are the best. Just know it, and when the situation comes, don't be afraid to set your boundaries. Don't be afraid to tell people what they want, because once they start treating you certain way, you kind of are constantly educating them. Once they start treating you certain way and you don't like it, and if you don't tell anything for 3 months, then it's really hard to untrain people from treating you this way. So it's important to set an example from the very beginning, of course in a nice way. I'm not talking about now, you know, start telling people off and giving all the directions, but it's about communicating what it is that you want, communicating what are your standards, and trying to understand another person, because that other person might have the same as well. So I hope that these tips of these 5 ways were helpful for you. Please let me know your thoughts below. Let me know if you do any of those things, or if you are going to be taking something on board. It would be amazing to connect with you, and I cannot wait to see you next Thursday.